Hello, welcome to the second video for Facts and Dimensions through the eyes of the Cortex Analyst AI tool provided through Snowflake. In this one, we're going to play with CVD Prevent data. So, starting again with the FAD search tool, I'm just going to find out what schemas or schema that data is in. I already know, of course, but I just want to demo the search semantic view. Yep, it's written the code as I wanted it to. You can actually amend your query by saying CVD prevent or terms that are similar to CVD, and it will actually cleverly come up with other words like heart disease and such like. Really clever. Right, this search didn't come up with anything. Now I can see in the query here it's searching for CVD space prevent. Now I happen to know that the data, that the schema is called CVD underscore prevent. Let's try again just with CVD. What data do you have on CVD? Now it's looking for words related to CVD as well as CVD itself. Okay, so let's have a look what it's found. Quite a few tables of data that have CVD in, let's see, what was it looking for? In the column value, so any value across any of the columns in any of the tables have one of these terms in, or the source notes, which is generally the URL, or the table description. So there's plenty of data here. Anyway, these are the ones I want, CVD Prevent. And that data comes from this website. So I'll just come up, type that in here. So you'd have to go to this website to investigate more. Anyway, I've already made a semantic view based on these tables. It's dead easy to make a semantic view. I showed you in the first video, so I won't do that every video. I actually made a view in the background where I took the CVD data by GP practice and added in the ICBs as well, so we can get all that in one table. And so I've added these columns in and described them, given them synonyms and stuff like that. So for example, GP practice, synonym, GP practice, or GP, or practice, you know, that sort of thing. So it's able to do it. Okay, so let's see, what sort of indicators do we have? What indicators are there, for want of a better way of phrasing it? Yep, it's interpreted my query correctly. One thing to do when you're building semantic views in Cortex is, if you think it's done it correctly, click Verified Query, and then click Save and Continue. If you think it's not quite right, then you can amend the semantic query here. Or if the query's right, but you think the word in the question isn't quite right, which has happened before, then you would change the question. Either way, save and continue. And now that's been added as a verified query. Now if I just show you in the YAML file, you can see at the bottom that is a verified query. And Cortex Analyst will use that to help it the next time you ask a similar question. So here's a list of all of the indicators that are covered in this table. So now if I wanted to ask a question that's somehow related to some of this, let's say, right, I don't know. Please tell me which GP practice had the highest value of GP recorded heart failure with a record of EGFR, whatever that is, test in the preceding 6 months. Okay, it's not quite managing that. Let's see, why can it not do it? Why can it not do it? Okay, perhaps if I actually copy this, these indicators are quite specific, which GP has the highest value for that. Now, when playing with this, I haven't had to just copy and paste the exact indicator. Quite often, if I get it roughly right, it will work out which one I'm after. The important thing is you then need to actually read the query and make sure it's understanding correctly. Now, it's gone with indicator name equals, and I hadn't quite copied it out exactly, I believe. I think there might have been like a full snip. There's a full stop at the end. Okay, so one thing I can do is I can actually add what's called a custom instruction. So always use I like and percentage signs. I think that will work. Let's try it out. These videos will get a bit better as I become better at using this system. Right, let's try it again. Actually, here's another way. Which indicator is most similar to the phrase this? Let's try that. This is where LLMs are supposed to be at their best, I think. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm led to believe that it's got memory regarding all of the conversation I've had so far. Using that indicator, which GP practice has the highest value in 2024? Let's see what happens with that. Now, my company, Facts and Dimensions, that we're best at loading the data into the database. We're not the best at actually querying it. That's what our customers, you guys, do. Right, so now it's actually used the previous query to get the indicator name rather than just copying the answer it gave last time, but never mind. And then it's selected from that where the indicator is the indicator in that CTE. And it's telling me it's Salisbury Avenue Surgery. Okay, fair enough. Which ICB is that GP practice in? I haven't tested any of these. I'm literally testing them and recording as I go. That's why my videos only get about 15 views. There you go. It's in NHS North East London ICB. And the great thing is, okay, so we don't just accept it. We can take the query, copy it. Actually, there's a copy button here. And then we could go just duplicate this window. And actually, we stay in this window. If we just then go to a SQL worksheet. Actually, I want to save that. Okay, let's go to a SQL worksheet. I could open it in another tab, but I think the video recording tool I'm using, I've set it to record just the one tab, and I don't want to start the whole video again. I'll remember for my third video. Right, now that is a view that I added here as it happens. Let's paste that, and I can run it. And this is the really good thing about using Cortex AI, is it's given me the SQL code that it wrote to query the Facts and Dimensions database. So now I can go through that SQL code and make sure I'm confident that it is doing what I wanted it to do. So there we go. There's obviously a lot of CVD data you could play with, but that's for you guys. So I think I'll stop the video there and enjoy.